Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Raj. Welcome back to my channel, Perhaps Space is Not Space. In this video, we're gonna talk about telescopes. As you all know, telescope has been one of the greatest inventions of all time because of its massive contribution to space agency. Without them, we didn't even know how Andromeda galaxy looked like or how did Mars look like in our Earth's atmosphere. To spice up this video, other than focusing more on parts of the telescope in general, functions of them, setting up my own mini telescope, I will also add up a little bit history about telescope. Without wasting any of the time, let's get on to it. We all have a misunderstanding that telescope was invented solely by Gigi. Gigi? Am I supposed to say that? Oh, I'm sorry guys. It should be Galileo and Galilei. Nah, just search it on Google.
Galileo Galilei. Galileo Galilei.
The earliest workings towards the design of refracting telescope were made by German-Dutch lens maker Hans Lippershey in 1608. But then, the term telescope has never been used by Lippershey. However, he used the term Dutch perspective glass as a meaning of looking far from near distance. So, how about Mr. Galileo Galilei? He was actually the first person to use this telescope for astronomical purpose after discovering the lens maker's idea about telescope. He improved on Lippershey's design and used his new telescope in 1610. From there then, he discovered the four largest moons of the Jupiter. And so, that's all for the small introduction for the term telescope. In order to explain the functions of my mini telescope, the first thing to do is actually setting up the telescope. And so, let's set it up quickly. Alright, we have pretty much done. This is my telescope. Kinda small telescope. Actually, this telescope I typically bought for bird watching. I purchased it last year to enjoy the moon. This version of telescope is much cheaper than the original telescope, which has a high power of magnification. If you like my mini telescope, I will drop down the link below and you may go and purchase it. Some sort of beginner's telescope as well. Okay, let's analyze this telescope. We got a shading tube or lens shade. Its function is to provide shade from the distracting light or other light source. For instance, if you look at the moon, you would probably like to just focus on the beauty of the moon and not being distracted by the road lamp's light. It also helps you to prevent viewing of the lens of your telescope under high humidity of the surrounding. If you look at my telescope, you will realize mine actually has this dual sort of thing on my lens. This is because I seldom use the shading tube.
What?
The next part will be the focus knot. In simple words, the focus knot is only used to focus your subject. After that, we have the magnification. We have a 25 times magnification, 50 times magnification, and 75 times magnification. Take a look at my picture from different magnification of the moon. This is the body of the telescope. Now, in a normal refractor telescope, it consists of two convex lenses. Have a look at this 2D version of light pathway. Don't get bored or stressed out of this ray diagram. Actually, it is very easy to understand. I had separated the ray diagram into two parts. The first part will be about the objective lens and the second part will be about eyepiece of the telescope. Now, when the parallel light from the sun travels to our telescope, it travels. Should I make this video 8 minutes long, as light takes about 8 minutes to reach Earth? Just let's take the candle as an example of the sun. When the candle emits light all over the surrounding, the convex lens gather lights. If the convex lens is small, it will gather low light, causing dimming of the image and vice versa. The same concepts that apply to the aperture. The convex lens then converge the light until an image of the object is formed. Same goes to refractor telescope. The image properties will be real, diminished, and inverted. In order to magnify the image, an eyepiece is put off, or in other words, another convex lens from the image. From there, we will get a virtual and magnified image. That's how the image is magnified in a telescope. The final image that is formed will be at infinity as the light rays are parallel to each other. Well, other than this telescope, I also own my telephoto lens. Telephoto is something that is very easy to set up, as you all need to do is set up at your handphone or smartphone. This is the micro lens. And this one will be the fish eye. This is how you set up those lenses on your phone camera. Before ending up my video, bear in mind that there are a lot of telescopes you should consider of. We have only talked about refractor telescope. There is telescope called reflector telescope, where the telescope used two mirrors instead of lenses to reflect the light. These are the other types of telescope. At last, we have come to the end. Thank you so much guys to watch my video. I will make a playlist later on with these all kind of stuffs of videos. If you like my video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Oh, don't miss my content by clicking the bell. You may also refer to my other video as well. Hashtag perhaps space is not space. Thank you guys.